Gracias. Good Wednesday evening. Bill Taylor, Ken's 5 Digital Center. Boy, talk about being on brand. I forgot I had this Ken's 5 shirt on, surrounded by Ken's 5. It is Ken's 5, and I am Bill Taylor. We're going to talk about Beryl. Let's get right to it. Beryl is a little weaker tonight. In fact, one of the weakest we've seen, almost a Category 3. The winds are sustained at 130 miles per hour. What happened is Beryl encountered some land today, Jamaica. And even though she moved across the southern shore of the Caribbean island and didn't really, make a direct impact on Jamaica, you can see that the eye dissipated for a bit. And from what I was just reading, Cuban radar and satellite indicating that we're starting to see the eye reform. So what's also happening, a little bit of what are called westerly, or what is called, I should say, westerly wind shear, some upper level winds coming in from the west, kind of shearing the storm, which means it's weakening because of the upper level wind speeds, okay? If they're coming in from the west, remember these storms are vertical build. If anything is going to do shear damage, it's going to be a westerly wind that comes across the top and kind of shears the top off just a little bit. And so if it encounters that kind of an environment, which is what is expected as it gets towards the Cayman Islands and the Yucatan Peninsula, we could see this storm just kind of hold a Cat 3 down maybe even to a Cat 2 status for landfall in the Yucatan Peninsula. Good evening, Yuna. How are you? But it was pretty bad for Jamaica. We're going to have a full report on what kind of weather they sustained today. It is going to be quite an event for the Cayman Islands overnight heading into Thursday. The saving grace is the wind, or the speed, I should say, that the storm is moving. 20 miles per hour. It has not gone under 20 miles per hour. Sometimes these hurricanes are moving at 8 to 10 miles per hour. And that's a lot worse. At least this thing is moving quickly, relatively speaking. And it's still, again, expected to move over the Cayman Islands and towards the Yucatan Peninsula as we get into Friday. Dad lives in the RGV. Yeah, Pedro, I'm going to show you, as a matter of fact, the newest forecast does impact the RGV by Monday for sure. Hey, David. Michael going to get there just a second. Happy 21st. How you doing, buddy? It's not my birthday, though. I don't understand. Anyway, great consensus on where this thing moves across the Yucatan Peninsula. You can see south of Cancun, kind of the central peninsula, if you will, and then gets back out over the open waters of the southern Gulf of Mexico. And this is now 3 a.m. Saturday, where you see the model consensus. Remember, every one of these lines represents a different model and opinion on exactly what this storm is going to do. So using algorithms, live data is plugged in, and these models pretty much spit out what they think this storm will do. Now, once we get into the western Gulf of Mexico, you can start seeing that the storm is going to be turning north. And that's because of the position of that high. As the high moves east and centers itself over Florida, those clockwise winds become the steering currents. And the storm kind of moving just outside the influence of that westerly side of the high. And so it seems as though Beryl can kind of sneak out of that steering current and it stays either due west. Now, there's a scenario that says the high does not move as far east. And if that's the case, then the storm does get caught up in that steering current and it could even go closer to Houston or Louisiana on a landfall. That's a very slight possibility. You can see a few of the models indicating that. Those are going to be the outer ones, and there's not many. I mean, the consensus is still closer to South Padre Island. So this has changed a little bit since yesterday. You can see about, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models. 6 models are saying it does take that good right turn, caught up in that high pressure circulation, steering current, and going closer to Houston. But still the majority of the models are moving it right into northern Mexico, just south of South Padre Island. Hi, Imana. Will Beryl come near Matagorda? Family fishing till Sunday. Should be okay till Sunday. You can see this is Tuesday morning. I'm going to show you that if I back this up, we look at the clock. The big Texas impact starts right about here. I mean, the storm will be close enough for some pretty significant rain bands moving north off the storm center. So this is Sunday mid-morning, okay? So anyone leaving the coast by Sunday morning should be fine. Might get some rain, but it won't be that bad. Might get some wind, again, not that bad. But once we get into Sunday afternoon, you don't want to be on the Texas coast. I mean, you can hunker down. It's not going to be a major hurricane at this point. I can tell you that. Here's the good news, okay? It gets into the open waters of the Gulf. It will regain some strength. It's going to come off the Yucatan as a tropical storm because anytime these systems encounter land, they're weakened. But once it gets to the open waters of the Gulf, it probably regains hurricane status because it's going to be a strong tropical storm. So see, we're expecting it to encounter some westerly wind shear in the Western Caribbean. And because of that, it's a Category 2 as it hits south of Cancun, Mexico. Notice how the cone of probability has been shrunk. I mean, there's a much higher confidence on where that landfall is going to occur now. Really not impacting Cancun with more than, say, rain, high tides, high surf, seas might go up a couple feet from normal, maybe even a few feet, a little bit of storm surge, but nothing major, because again, Cat 2 and well south. But now see, it becomes a tropical storm over the peninsula, then gets into the open waters by Friday night, about this time Friday night. And so we'll be here, actually. We'll be right where we're sitting here together. I hope everybody makes it. Viola, my daughters and grandchildren live in Corpus Christi. Should they be worried? No. They should prepare, but don't be worried. I don't think the storm's going to be that strong. And I also think it's going to be moving in south of Corpus Christi. So here's again, this is the official forecast from the National Hurricane Center, just updated, and see, here's where it regains Category 1 status right before landfall, early Sunday afternoon. So midday Sunday, noon hour, it's regained hurricane status and moving in just south of South Padre as a Cat 1. Could be Sunday night, making landfall south of South Padre. But see, now here's the RGV situation. The storm is expected to take a slight jog to the north and move right over the Rio Grande Valley as a tropical storm, as a significant rainmaker. Keep in mind, counterclockwise winds around this low pressure center going to have plenty of Western Gulf moisture to work with and push a lot of rain into South Texas, okay? All across the Texas coast, up into South Texas. Hey, Tony and Tamina, good to see you guys. In Rio Grande, Flower Bluff, Corpus should pull up. No, Debbie, no. It's going to be okay to stay there. It really is. It's going to be rain. It's going to be breezy. And you can see the cone of probability for us is still pretty wide. I want you to notice that difference. Look at the difference in the width. Remember, what we're looking at in that cone is the probability of landfall area, where the landfall could take place. Notice how narrow it is for the Yucatan Peninsula as we have high confidence with it moving in where it is, okay? The center being the forecast and the probability being like it could happen within this area. And notice how much wider that gets when you get into Mexico all the way up the Texas coast. So it's still possible that we see this thing take a harder right turn and go up closer. It's happened plenty of times. We've seen it plenty of times. And there are, like I showed you, 6 models that still think this storm goes in near Houston. That's Houston, as in H-Town, my man. I'm giving it to Luke Whitney, our Houstonian. Is that what you are, a Houstonian? Is that what you call it? But how much do you love San Antonio?
I would say it's my second home.
Second home, I like it. Okay. Nice. Hey, Amanda, what's happening? Gabriella, good to see you. Rockport, stay. No evacuation necessary, just some pretty heavy rain. I mean, even if the storm comes up a little bit closer, it's going to be a tropical storm. We're not expecting, again, it could be a Cat 1, but it would be a minimal, okay? It'd be a minimal Cat 1. Maria and Leon, thank you so much, Maria. Bless you too. God bless. Great to see you. Hanak, what's happening? Hey, Raul, what's happening? Monday looks pretty wet for South Texas, okay? This storm is going to continue to creep up. This is Monday at 6 as it's over the Rio Grande. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as the storm just slowly dissipates. And remember, it's going to have that counterclockwise rotation, area of low pressure. If it keeps doing that little bit of a right turn, now it's going to continue to utilize Western Gulf moisture to produce a lot of rain, And so consider that to be several days. Now, let's look at the rainfall forecast and just how much we're expecting between now and next Wednesday. So this is the 7-day rain outlook. And this could be creeping up, when tomorrow we consider, or include, I should say, Thursday. It really doesn't look like a whole lot for San Antonio. Anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches in between that range. Once you move east, it goes up quickly. 2 inches for, you can see New Braunfels, Seguin. You start getting those purples. Now you start getting some reds for Gonzales, Cuero, Goliad, Victoria. Those are all 3+. Okay, that's south to Corpus Christi, Rockport, Port Aransas, all 3 to 4 inches of rain out of this system. And once you move down towards Brownsville, the Rio Grande, now you're going 5+. But we're not seeing 10 to 15 on the rain forecast, and that's always good. Tony watching now. New puppy, an Italian Mastiff. What did you name him? Rocco. How you doing? Or what was Rocky's dog's name? Buckus, wasn't it? David Lynch, digital ninja, movie guru. Rocky's dog in Rocky 1, wasn't it? Was it Buckus? Wow. I'm a little disappointed, Dave. I'm going to be honest. Rocky's an Oscar winner. It's a classic. Buckus. Thank you, Luke. Luke found it for me. I was correct. Buckus. Indiana Jones. Great name. I love it, Tony. Best of luck with your new family member. That's so cool. Indiana Jones. Indy, right? That's so cool. I love it. A lot of flights canceled for people returning Thursday, Friday. We leave on Saturday. Hopefully we can get out of here. Where are you, Carlos and Denise Pena? Family flying out to Playa del Carmen tomorrow through Tuesday. Leslie, tomorrow. Boy, flying in tomorrow. And Playa is south of Cancun, right? Let me see where that is exactly so I can take a look on a map. Alrighty, let's go here. No, let's go here. Let's get this down there. I know it's south of Corpus. I just want to see how far south we're talking here. There we go. Oh, boy. It's still going to be north of the action, okay? Because I tell you, it looks as though the center of circulation goes in around, I want to say it's Mahawal? Chetumal, around that area of the peninsula, south of Tulum. It's still going to be Quintana Roo, the state. It's just going to be farther south than Cancun and Playa del Carmen. Now, I don't know that you'll be able to fly in, but you're out ahead of it tomorrow. Tomorrow being Thursday. Let's take a look. Landfall. Expected, see, it's pretty far south. But right now we're estimating landfall early Friday. So as long as you're in Thursday, should be okay. But there's midnight, Thursday night into midnight Friday. There's 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Remember, the storm will slow down as it encounters the friction of land, because as you're in the ocean, right, you're coming up. Land is coming up like this, and so as the storm comes in, it encounters that friction and slows down just a bit. So 2 to 3 a.m. should be about the time it makes landfall on the peninsula as a Cat 2. Brian, got back from San Diego, noticed your Ford. Yeah, okay, thank you. Appreciate the feedback. I hope you like it, Brian. I know it's a lot of information. That's why we kind of give you 7 at a time, but I'm excited about it. It was one of those decisions we made that just hope to better inform our public. We're a public service, and at first, I'll be honest, I didn't know that we should go to a 14-day forecast, mainly because things can change a lot. Even on a 7-day forecast, day 5, 6, and 7 can change quite a bit. But here's the reality. And this came from a colleague, our sister station up in Dallas, Pete Delkus, the chief meteorologist there, says, and I quote, "If we have the information, why not give it to them?" As simple as that sounds, I have to agree with it. We have the model data that gives you a look at what's going to happen on June 13th, 14th, 15th. We have it. Why not give you an idea? Yes, always subject to change. There's no more fluid situation than the atmosphere and meteorology. It's literally fluids and gases. So it's going to change. So why not just give you some parameters, something to look at? And that's what this does. Remember that for years, a lot of you will remember, I certainly do, that the extended forecast was 5 days, forever. And people, in meteorology went bananas when we were going to 7 days. And it was all because of the fact that the public, you wanted to see a weekend. Every time you looked at an extended forecast, give me an idea of what the weekend's going to do. So that's what the 7-day forecast provided. Well, now we can give you 2 weekends. That's what I like about it. Yeah, Michael Scott. Oh, wow. The Michael Scott from Dunder Mifflin. I bet you. Yeah, that's, I'm sure, the first time you've heard that. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Channel 8 in Dallas is our sister station. It's not because they do it, but we wanted to talk to them about what's been the feedback. How do you like it? And they've gotten nothing but positive feedback. Give you all the information that we have. Why hold back? Yes, it's always subject to change. Even within 48 hours, the weather forecast is subject to change. Okay? Not as dramatically as day 10, 11, 12, or 13 might. Like right now, Monday the 15th, no rain, right? High of 96. 50-50 on that. We could have a rain chance in there by tomorrow. We could see a system that develops. Isn't it, Brian? Oh, that's funny. I could see it. Long lost brothers. All right, so impact from Beryl begins Monday, maybe as early as Sunday night. We get a couple of showers off of it, but it's really more or less Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I really think it could linger that long, especially if it starts taking that right turn. That Thursday rain chance could be coming down. I'm even going into Friday, which if it takes that right, that Friday rain chance could be going up as well as that Thursday one, right? And this doesn't taper off till next Saturday, Sunday. So impact could be at least 3 to 4 days with this system, okay? That's going to wrap things up. We're at 9:30. Time to get ready for the newscast. I love you all. Thank you for watching. God bless you on your Thursday, even the remainder of your Wednesday night for that matter. And I hope to see you on Ken's 5 News at 10. Love you. God bless.